In today's video, I'm going to be sharing how I can see the Very Good Food Company going from where it is today and possibly 8xing your money. And if we go to the even more bolder prediction, I'm going to show you how Very Good Food Company could turn into a 36x for your investment if you bought in at today's prices. So let's get to it. What's going on, you guys? My name is Daniel, and here on this channel, we talk about Canadian stock market investing with a focus in growth stocks. And Very is another one of these stocks that I love talking about on this channel because I'm super excited about its future growth. I know in the past I did a sponsored video with the CEO, which some of you guys thought was a bit of a scumbag move. However, I did cover the company before that video, and I figured that if I could get paid to do something that I am interested in doing, then might as well take the opportunity to do so, and I got to speak to the CEO himself. So in this video, this is not a sponsored video, but I'm going to be sharing some projections that I have on the Very Good Food Company and where the stock price could go up to in the next couple of years after the facilities that they just announced in the past couple of months come online and are at full operation. Also, I'll be talking about recent leadership changes that they had, or really leadership additions that they've had to their management team, as well as board of directors. And these are some key personnel that are going to be driving the growth of the Very Good Food Company. If you guys are looking to buy the Very Good Food Company and you're Canadian and you have a Wealthsimple account, unfortunately, you can't buy it on there. You're going to have to use Questrade. So if you want to open up a Questrade account right now, you can go down to the description below and you get $50 for signing up today. So without further ado, let's get right into the key personnel that they recently hired on, which caused the stock to pop up yesterday. So yesterday there was an announcement that the Very Good Food Company appointed a new person to the board of directors. And we can see that this person is none other than Bill Tolany. Bill has experience as a senior director of marketing at Whole Foods, where he was responsible for launching the company's integrated marketing team and growing alternative commerce sales by hundreds of millions of dollars. Then he was recruited by Amazon to join the company as a regional general manager, where he helped lead the launch and expansion of Amazon Prime Now. Now, scrolling through his LinkedIn profile, he also has experience as a CEO of a full-stack e-commerce company where he helped them turn around. The fact that the Very Good Food Company attracted a big name person like Bill, who has experience at Whole Foods, Amazon, as well as in the e-commerce sector, shows that the Very Good Food Company is attracting better and better talent. On top of this, in the previous month in November, they also appointed a new president. Ana Silva will join Very as president commencing January 2021. In her experience, in the past 5 years, she was with Daiya Foods, where she served as a chief financial officer. Daiya is a Canadian-based company that manufactures plant-based dairy alternatives available at more than 25,000 stores across North America. During her time there, the company underwent a $405 million acquisition by Otsuka Pharmaceuticals. Along with this significant acquisition, Daiya ranked as the fastest growing plant-based food company in America by SPINS. So this was during Anna's time there at Daiya Foods, where the company was named the fastest growing plant-based company, which shows that Anna has some good experience in a plant-based company that she brings to the Very Good Food Company when she becomes the president in 2021. The third member that they added was actually added in September, which is their CFO. And their CFO is Kumini Hidakari, and she has 15 years of corporate finance experience, and during that time has held progressively senior finance roles with public companies. Kumini has good knowledge in the CPG industry and has involvement in scaling high-growth companies. She helped Aurora Cannabis, which is, maybe a little bit of a sketchy company, but in the heydays, she was a key contributor in over 10 strategic transactions, ranging from $1 million to $2.6 billion. With a Very Good Food Company looking to do more M&A, Kumini is going to play a huge role in the M&A activity where the company tries to expand into things like plant-based cheese or plant-based dairy. So with these new 3 additions to their leadership team, the Very Good Food Company is strengthening out their management as well as board of directors to help steer this ship. And I think that so far, Mitchell Scott has made some very good moves for this company, which has rewarded shareholders who bought in earlier. Also, one more side note, in a recent interview that I did with someone, he also stated that the company is most likely expecting to achieve profit in 2022. I think this is huge news because most investors aren't expecting profitability in this company, at least for another 5 to 10 years. But the fact that they're going to achieve profitability in the next 2 years possibly, this is another win-win for investors who are buying in today. Now let's go into projections to see where the Very Good Food Company could end up in the next couple of years once all their facilities come online and are operating at full capacity. So here in the spreadsheet, you can see that I have the number of outstanding shares at 88.8 million shares. And if you go to Yahoo Finance, you're probably going to see 85 million. However, that doesn't take into account the latest bought deal offering that they did for $13.2 million, where they released an extra 3.8 million shares. So I'm adding that into the share count. So we have a total share count of 88.8 million. I also have a price per pound of meat at $10, which is actually a little bit on the low end. If we go into the website, you can see a lot of their products are selling from $7 to $10. However, each package is actually less than a pound. They range anywhere from 2 to 300 grams, minus the stuffed beast as well as the roast beast, which are actually a little bit more, like 400 to 2 kilograms. But the rest of them are 2 to 300 grams. And 1 pound is about 454 grams. So if we were to actually find out the true cost per weight, it would be a little bit higher than 10, but we're going to use 10 as a conservative estimate. The next thing I have here is today's price, which is at $9.10 per share. We also have an initial investment of $1,000. So this is a little bit later on when I show you the projections. If we invested $1,000 today, what will we end up when the Very Good Food Company achieves a certain valuation? The last thing that I have on this list is today's market cap at $808 million. If we look at the three facilities that they have, we can see that the Patterson facility will produce around 98.5 million pounds of meat per year. The Victoria facility is projected to produce around 1.4 million pounds of meat. The Rupert facility is projected to produce around 37 million pounds of meat per year. So that brings a grand total of meat or plant-based meat up to 137 million pounds of meat per year. And at a price point of $10 per pound, they're going to earn about $1.37 billion of revenue per year if all their facilities are producing at maximum capacity. What this means for the PS ratio is that if they can earn about $1.37 billion in a year, with a PS ratio of 1, the company valuation would be at $1.37 billion. And what this means for the share price is that they have a share price of $15.41, assuming 88.8 million shares. If you put an initial investment of X dollars, you would multiply your investment by 1.7 times. If you invested $1,000 today, it will be worth around $1,700 in the future with a PS ratio of 1. Now, if we have a PS ratio of 2, things get a little bit more interesting. The company valuation will be at $2.7 billion. The share price will be at $30.83. You would have 3.4 times your investment, and your $1,000 will be worth 3.3K in the future. Just mind you right now, Very's PS ratio, if they're able to keep up a $1.4 million sales target per quarter, it's going to be around 144. So a PS ratio of 5 will put the company valuation at $6.8 billion. The share price will be $77 per share. Your initial investment would have multiplied by 8.5 times, and an investment of $1,000 would turn into 8.5K. Now, if we look at Beyond Meat, their PS ratio is around 21.42 as of yesterday, actually. If the Very Good Food Company was able to have a PS ratio equivalent to Beyond Meat's in the future, then the valuation would be $29.3 billion. The price per share would be around $330 per share. Your initial investment would have multiplied by 36.3 times, and $1,000 if you invested today would be worth 36.2K. That's a lot of numbers for you guys there, but hopefully you can see where I'm going with why I'm super bullish on this company, despite the huge run-up that the company's already seen. I think in the near term, we still may see some pullbacks here and there, just because that's how the market plays. But in the long term, I think it's a great stock for me to invest my money in for some super high growth. Now, not everything can be so fine and dandy with a company like the Very Good Food Company. There still is risk involved. And there's two main risks that I see right now. If you have any others, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm sure there probably are. But the first risk that I see is that the Very Good Food Company will likely continue to raise more capital off the back of investors. The Very Good Food Company has been doing bought deal offerings with the rise in the share price, and this honestly only makes sense from a company's perspective, because why the heck would you not want to raise more money if your share price has skyrocketed by 3, 4, or 5 times in the past couple of months? This is a great time to raise capital to help boost growth, and in return, this will only help shareholder value because they can build their facilities quicker with more capital. But what this means going forward for the projections though, is that the share count is going to increase, so therefore your gains will decrease by a little bit. If we assume the Very Good Food Company somehow doubles the amount of shares that they have, let's plug that into this formula here. You can see how the price per share has adjusted based on the number of shares that are out there, as well as how much our investments will be worth if we put in $1,000. At a PS ratio of 1, you'll actually lose money, but with a PS ratio of 2 and above, you still will be rewarded fairly handsomely. Another risk going forwards is if plant-based meats are only a fad right now and people completely forget about them a couple years down the road. And this very well could happen because right now, one of the biggest complaints with plant-based meats is the amount of sodium in them. Plant-based meats require sodium for the taste because they don't have the proteins from actual meat to help bring out the flavor, so they supplement with sodium. And I did a comparison in a previous video showing that the Very Good Food Company does suffer from the increased amount of sodium in their products compared to other brands out there. So this is one of the downfalls with plant-based meats, that people may be more aware of the fact that there's high sodium contents in these products, and if companies don't do something to rectify this problem, then we may see plant-based meats become a thing of the past. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts about the Very Good Food Company down below in the comments, because I'd love to hear your bull or bearish thesis on this company. This is only part of the story, so please do your due diligence if you're thinking about investing in the Very Good Food Company. There's still a lot more to this company that I didn't cover in this video, but if you want to learn more from me, I've done other videos on the Very Good Food Company. You can check them out right here on the screen. I have them up there. If you're there, I'll see you there. If you're not there, leave a like down below before you leave, and keep up the grind and have a great day.